Hello friends, Jai Shri Ram. This video is about cable management, managing your charging cables as well as your power cords. How to do that in an easy way. My first tip is whenever you have multiple appliances like my dishwasher, my washer cum dryer, when you have multiple appliances at the same place, then you need something called as an extension board or a spike guard. Basically, an extension board means you're only extending one plug into multiple plugs. That is an extension board. And if it also protects your devices from voltage spikes, then it is called as a spike guard. I prefer Embox company for both spike guards as well as extension board. Now here I'm using an extension board because I intend to use only one of the machines at one time. So this is a power socket, which means it's a 15 ampere socket. Now it can be used for dishwasher as well as washer dryer, but one at a time. So on my extension board, I have buttons for each of these appliances. So I keep only one appliance on at the same time. I don't use both of them at the same time. Okay, and so I needed individual buttons. Another thing that you can remember while purchasing either the spike guard or an extension board is the space between their sockets. So here the space is so much that I can put this kind of big plugs one besides the other, and it all fits because basically this size is big, and that's why I'm saying don't go for any other brand, just go for Embox. This is not a sponsored video, but still Embox is really a good company. I like it. Now that was my tip number one, that please use an extension board or a spike guard. My next tip is you can use this kind of cable hanging tools. So this is basically a clip in which you can hang your cables. So you have all the cables in one place. Like this one is used to charge my mosquito racket. This one is a type C charger. This is micro USB. This is to charge my shaving razor, and this is for my these are two for basically they are used for smartwatch, two of them, and I've kept a few of them vacant just in case I want to take these cables down, then I still have them over there. And always keep a few things in spare. This one sticks to any wall surface, either it is a putty wall or a painted wall. The paint can be any kind of a paint, distemper or this kind of a luster paint. It can also stick to wood, glass, and even ceramic or marble. So it sticks to anything, and basically it is very difficult to dislodge, and it comes with a magnet. So once it is clipped, it doesn't remove itself. You have to remove it with physical force, and then only it comes out. And even this hole is sufficiently big. I guess it must be around the diameter is 1 centimeter, I guess. So it is sufficient to accommodate any of your cables. So that is my tip number two. Please use this kind of tools to hang your cables. Now my third tip is, if you're using spike guards, then why don't you use that spike guard behind your table? Like this can be a study table, or this is basically the table for my YouTube videos, but still it can be your study table. On your study table you must be having a computer or a laptop. If you have a computer, then there are so many connections to make. One is for your CPU, speaker, your monitor. There are so many things, and maybe even you could be charging your laptop. Now you need this kind of a spike guard which has these buttons. You cannot keep all the things on all the time, especially this one is for my light for my YouTube, so I need it to be off most of the times. And when this one is on, I don't need everything, like I don't need speakers at that time, so I'll keep this one off. So again, I'm using Embox for this, and notice that I'm hanging it using simple organic strings. I'm not using rubber because rubber degenerates over the time, and you cannot hang heavy things with rubber bands. I also tried sticking it with silicone material. Uh, Even that didn't work because this adapter is really heavy, so it doesn't hold the weight. So why I use Embox is also that it has this kind of perforations on the sides, and this is really good quality plastic, so it can take a lot of weight. Um, and then over here also, on this side also, there are this kind of perforations which I normally use. Now, where is this extension cord deriving power from? So you might also be having this such a situation that your table is away from any electrical socket in the room. So where do you get the power from? So do not run that cable to the nearest socket and tape it down so that people don't trip over it. Come on, man, no one does that nowadays. So an easier way of doing it is you run the cable below your cot if you have this kind of a cot, or if even if you have a normal cot, then you can run this below your mattress. Don't worry, this is very high quality cord, nothing will happen to this unless you really choke it between two metal surfaces, and if it is really damaged. Normally with normal weight and everything, it can easily survive under your mat. And then it finally comes over here. The cord is really really long. I think it is 5 meters, so it's really long. Again, that's also the reason why I buy this company's products, and these are really good quality products. And then I derive the power from here. So that was my tip number 2, or tip number 3, I guess. Now, the last tip that I wanted to give is this, that this kind of spike guards, or this is a spike guard, by the way, uh, uh, or extension boards, they can also be attached using this kind of a double tape. So this is a double tape, I'll give a link in the description. That is also a very good quality rubber tape. But when you attach it to any surface, then normally this rubber tape, don't apply it just like that. This dual tape, or whatever it is called, is a silicone material, and on both the sides there is an adhesive. So do not apply it directly, stretch it a little. Means I cut only this much of that adhesive strip, and I stretched it from here till here, and on that stretched strip you attach whatever you want to attach, so it takes more amount of load, because basically that material itself is also elastic, right? So if you directly stick to it, then it being elastic, it will allow this thing to fall. But if you stretch it beyond limit, then it's already stretched, it cannot stretch beyond that, and it's already sticky. So then things can glue to it. Okay, and I basically use this on this kind of a folding table, and I can close it like this, and notice that this is getting folded along with the table. So that is the beauty of this, it stays like this. It gets folded along with the table. And my final tip, many a times the cables are longer than necessary. See, when you buy a spike guard or an extension cord, then usually the cable is really long. You usually buy a longer cable because you don't know if you might need a longer cable. So we buy long cables, but then we might not need as long cables. So we need to wind them like this. So always wind them in a loop. This is the safest way of winding your cables. Your cables don't get damaged in this kind of a winding. Many people I've seen, they usually wind the cable like your patanka manja. You wind it like this. That is, although it's a very effective way of winding your cable, it is very space effective, but it does damage your cables. This one is 50% less damaging to your cables. Okay, so those were my tips. Do let me know if you still have any doubts, or if you have any suggestions for me. Do let me know in the comment section. Until next time, this is Amit signing off. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you so much for seeing the video till the end. It does mean a lot to me. Could you also please see the video description? It has index, link to the study material, And also, if I've shown any products in this video, then the purchase links to those products. The comment section is open for your suggestions and also for your doubts. I always answer to the first 100 comments on every single video. If you want to support my work, here's my QR code or my UPI ID is amit.shirasao@UPI. Until next time, this is Amit signing off. Jai Shri Ram.